जय जय राम ओम। श्री राम जय राम, 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 राम ओम। श्री राम जय राम, जय जय 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 राम ओम। श्री राम जय जय राम ओम श्री राम जय 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 राम जय जय राम ओम श्री राम चार्जर मैडम जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम ओ श्री राम
Swamiji's camera is still off.
Yeah, we will switch on. Switch on.
श्री राम जय राम ओ श्री राम जय श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम ओ श्री राम जय राम श्री राम जय श्री राम जय जय राम
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om
श्री राम जय राम
What is it? What is it? Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om 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 Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Where did we leave yesterday? Huh?
First person to
Huh? Huh? Mataji's. First person, second person. There is nothing to discuss. You have to somehow try, that's all, no? She has given everything in a capsule form. So we must try for 5 minutes, 10 minutes every day. Every time at least during that 5 minutes, we try to have a dialogue with him and then plead. Please enable me to transform whatever I talk, whatever I think, whatever I do, to the second person. You the second person. Intellectually, everything is very clear to us. Now put it in our life. Our puny intellect has not helped us. We have understood, agreed, but we find something which prevents us. We write, yesterday we remember, we write these words and read it every day morning, at least for another 10 days or 15 days. Just like we do 1 mala a day, or 2 malas a day, or 5 malas a day. Just like we brush our teeth, take our bath, change our dress, eat our food, and attend to various activities, let us try that this idea also should be hammered every day. Kindly help me to transform all that I do, all that I talk, all that I think to the second person from the first person. Because I know, I have come from you only. Bijam Mam Sarvabhutanam. Yesterday we read about all the slokas. So along with that, one sloka also can be added, because it is Lord's sloka, no? Bijam Mam Sarvabhutanam, Vidhi Partha Sanatanam, or anything. There are about 9 or 10. So we try to repeat that sloka. Since I have come from you, I exist in you, and naturally I go back to you. I have forgotten this, and so I feel I am running the life. And because of that feeling, I feel the stress of it, Whenever things don't happen as I wish, I get stressed. I am unable to accept that it is your will. So the free and frank discussion every day, talk. So we have one sloga, this small write-up, and then do some manan and then come out. Try. Because now it is high time we stop hearing or reading, we try to do something. Even there he will make us to get tense, because the moment we sit, somebody will come or some disturbance will be there. Don't think it will be a cakewalk. There also he may put some hurdles. But let us be clear about it, that we come what may, I will not forget about this. I will not shirk my responsibilities to become aware of your presence. So Mataji's words plus one shloka from Bhagavad Gita. Every day when you go to the puja room, you can read this and spend 5 minutes or 10 minutes and have a dialogue. Because somewhere we have to bring it out in a practical way. No? We have come from him, we exist in him, we go back to him. This also we have to keep on thinking. Because we all know right from the seed level, the present me and mine had no role at all. So that power, whom Papa names it as the subtle and mysterious power, that was there right from the beginning. That is there now in the form of life, awareness, intelligence. So we try to dwell on this. This is the crux of spirituality. Papa has slowly drawn us and now left us where we have to do it. Enough of hearing and reading. Doing. So that nobody will ask us, we will not ask anybody how to move toward it. It has been given to us. How am I to move in this spiritual journey? Nobody will ask now, because they are clear. We have to transform this, whatever we talk, whatever we do, whatever we think, to the first person from the second person, to the second person from the first person, from the I to you. Now, when we know that when he is pushing us, he has already made us aware of the source of all sources, so that it is not a dictum or a dogma thrust on our throat. He had already mentally prepared us that we all owe our origin to him. Bijam Mam Sarvabhutanam. And he has given us this body. He has given us everything for the survival of the body. He has given everything for a comfortable living here. He has provided everything. In the normal life, okay, we can try. Suppose we get sickness or adverse circumstances. How do we reconcile with that situation? is we have to ask ourselves. One answer could be that since we have not initiated our life, and it was initiated by him, who are we to decide positive and negative? No? For a set purpose, he has initiated this life. And in that life, he makes us to go through so many trying moments. We name it as trying moments. But every time we look up to him and ask, this is too much for me, unable to bear, all those things we can say. But we know he is there, no? He has been there, he is there. So like that also we should try. It may be difficult, agreed. But still we have, because you have sent us here. Papa always keeps on harping this, no individual will, only his will. How am I to take it? That is why Papa always said, take to Ramnam because that will link you with him. Link us with him. And all to know that he has initiated this life, we have not initiated this life. We were thinking that we have initiated this life. And naturally the tension will be there to maintain. So somewhere in the corner of our mind, if we keep all these thoughts, it might help us. And we are also guided by the biographies of various people who have undergone such periods and how they have come out of it. Papa's life itself is a testimony, Papa was like all of us. He was also a grihastha. He was also in the business field. So that means God has sent him with a purpose. And then for that it was necessary that he had to go through that. Which fact he realized later. And from that moment, nothing was named as adverse. Until that, he also cried, Where is rest, where is peace? That was the cry of Ramdas, he said. So like all of us, he also had passed through such things. Last year we spent a lot of time on this aspect through In Quest of God, in-depth study of In Quest of God. Yes, anything else?
Swami, can in everything that the first person can be changed to second person, Swami.
Huh?
Suppose certain things are happening outside us, how can we consider that from first person to second person as per Mataji's advice, Swami?
I couldn't follow.
You have to repeat.
Yeah, Swami said we have to convert the first person to second person. In certain things we are unable to do that. Certain things happening outside us. Some 2 days back, an old man was beaten up by some people for some other purpose. How can we relate that to this? That's what
An
I
old man was beaten by somebody. How can we relate that to this? You say first person to
Sometimes
second
it
person.
becomes difficult to practice.
If that old man is beaten by somebody, you will be prompted to go and do. The only thing is, instead of I am thinking, I am made to do, we should realize that's all. There won't be any change in our attitude, in our action. Instead of owning up, we are trying to pass it on to the real owner. Nothing.
That disturbs the Swami greatly, no?
What difference?
And that disturbing.
It is disturbing to us that when old man is
Ah,
beaten up.
whatever you are prompted to do, you will do it now. Whatever you are prompted to do to that person, you will do. He gives you the prompting. Suppose you cannot physically go and help, you will at least pray to him. Or you will lodge a complaint. Everything will be done. Don't think that this particular statement will take away anything from us. Whatever we are doing, we are doing. We will be doing in the same way. That is why we requested you to go to that particular portion and read and reread again. We will again read. That we are only hearing, we have to read and we have to do this manana. Otherwise, we will not be able to get an idea about it. This is fundamental, All that Papa wants us to do is to transform whatever we say, whatever we do, whatever we think from first person into second person. Mataji did not say you should stop doing it. All that Papa wants us to do is to transform whatever we say, do and think from first person into second person. Now, even while leading a normal life, we use our mind to think, our lips to speak, our hands to work. What we have to do is to dedicate all that we do with our mind, lips and hands to Him who is seated in our hearts and in the hearts of us all and who is still beyond everything. Tell God, every moment that everything you do, that means I do. Okay, we are praying. Everything that I do is your service. Every thought of me is of you and you alone. And everything I speak is to Him and Him alone. By this process of converting our I into you and mine into yours, our ego sense will disappear. Then we will take no time to realize God. So Mataji did not ask us to stop doing anything. We will not be able to stop anything. In the world Leela, everybody is subjected to, whenever we are subjected to go through, to witness, whatever prompting we are given from inside, at the moment we feel it is our thought, our prompting. So Mataji wants us to hand over this to, transform this to him, that's all.
Okay. So now it's clear. Okay.
No. Allah, that will not come if we don't do this manana. If we just hear and go, again the problem will come. So that is why we said you write this, write down this, read every day, because it has to be attempted, we are only hearing, we are not attempting. If we don't attempt to go deeper within that word, Mataji has put it in a simple way. How am I to hand over the agency of action, the agency of thinking, the agency of talking? For decades I have been practicing in this way. I am talking, I am doing, I am losing, I am gaining. And one fine morning, if Mataji asks me to say that you are doing and I am only an instrument, it is not that easy. I claim to be chanting Ram Nam for so many hours. I claim to be a devotee of Papa. But this is a simple thing. That means the Ram Nam chanting is to remember this, to make us to hand over this assumed ownership to the real owner. Our satsang is meant for that. Ram Nam is meant for that. Bhajan is meant for that. Our various activities at the family, profession and society levels are for that. Whether we live up to it, whether we are successful, that's a different thing. But we are slowly accepting that everything has been given to us by him, by him, by him. And we also don't know when we will kick the bucket. Is it in our hands? So it points out this particular, Mataji drove us to this particular dialogue. When was it? Any idea? January 1981. Sorry, 27. 27th January 1981. How many years now? 42 years back. Think. 42 years back, she was sharing with a devotee. And you know that devotee, why she said, one Mr. Paul, the devotee from Kottayam, was among those present in the bhajan hall. Paul told Mataji of his background. Now he was the eldest of 7 children, had lost his father at an early age. From childhood he was of a religious bent of mind, wanted to devote his life to contemplation of Christ and in service. He had actually gone and lived in a cave for 3 or 4 years doing his sadhana, but his mother was loath to part from him. Finally she had a vision, and then she granted him permission to go and lead his own life as an ascetic. Since then, he had been trying to concentrate his mind on Christ. He wanted to follow a spiritual practice that was free of all dogmas and restrictions. To Mataji then said, the path shown by Papa is such a path. All that Papa wants us to do is to transform whatever we say, do, and think from first person into second person. And after having heard this, Paul, who was listening with rapt attention, said, Mummy, unfortunately, I have got myself entangled in the work of distribution of pamphlets, etc., which I had shown you yesterday. I started doing this as a social service, but now it has become a tangled net from which I cannot get out even if I want to. Then Mataji again says, the easiest way to get rid of this net is to regard whatever work you do, you are doing as Christ's work. Take it that it is Christ who has assigned the work to you. Do it as a service to Him. Then the net will fall apart by itself and you will feel yourself free. In fact, whatever we do in the world, we should dedicate to God. Then we become free from ego or abhiman. Papa used to tell a story of abhiman. Once his son-in-law decided to pay a long overdue visit to his father-in-law. Somehow a stranger got scent of it and contrived to be present at the station when the son-in-law arrived. The father-in-law took the stranger to be a chum of the son-in-law, while the son-in-law took him to be a friend of his father-in-law. Thus the stranger gained entry into the house, began to lord over the people, demanding and getting the best of attention and treatment. The father-in-law and the son-in-law, each taking the stranger to be the other's best friend, stood his behavior as much as they could. Finally, when he had exceeded all limits of normal behavior, the father-in-law and the son-in-law both concluded each had enough of and decided to have it out with the other about the stranger. Getting scent of their decision and realizing that his game was up, the stranger disappeared from the house. Similarly, the ego disappears when self-inquiry begins. Ego disappears when self-inquiry begins. That means, we have to have a dialogue with him. You were not there. Where were you when my mother conceived me? Where were you when I was blessed with these 200 odd organs? Where were you when I came out of this? Who provided? Did you provide me the air to breathe? Did you provide everything that I am enjoying? Then why are you dictating all these terms to me like that, These are the wonderful words. The ego disappears when the self-inquiry begins. So manana is necessary, everywhere, not the superficial. Hearing, closing our books and then going back to our same pattern, that will not help us. There should be a drastic change in us, We must increase our devotion by thinking more and more of Him, repeating His name more and more, by dedicating all our work to Him as our offering at His feet. Papa would have given the same spiritual experience to all of you if only you had aspired for it. That was why I was after you in those days to make the most of Papa's presence when he was physically present and eager to give, but there were no takers. In my sadhana days, the moment any question came into my mind, I had only to go to the ashram. It was in the days of the Kasargod ashram, which I used to at 3:30 p.m. daily to get the answer to my question from Beloved Papa, either directly or in a talk with other devotees within my hearing. There was no need for me to ask Papa any question. He solved all my questions and problems.
Swami,
Ah,
this Kasargod ashram still exists?
no.
Thank you, thank you. If Swamiji is pleased, an account about Navaratri, please.
When we were during our childhood days at home, mother used to prepare all, there would be a lot of dolls or what do you call it?
Sundal.
No,
Gram,
small
horse gram, this gram.
toys, and we do it every day. We have bhajan, and then of course prasad will be there, and we go to different houses also, and then we chant, we do bhajan, and on important days like Ayudha Puja, Saraswati Puja, and one more puja is there. Durga Puja. Some special puja will be there. On Saraswati Puja, on that day we keep all our books there, previous day, and then the father will give after the puja to her, and we will read some. And when we were all having this agricultural background, so we have a lot of tools and implements that will all be cleaned and kept for the Ayudha Puja. So the idea somehow that came to us was during this Navaratri period, we are reminded that the three Devis, Tripura Sundaris, we call it, no? Mahalakshmi, Mahasaraswati, Mahakali. Lakshmi stands for wealth, Saraswati stands for knowledge, and Kali stands for Durga. Durga stands for getting rid of all the negative tendencies. So all these things are given to us in some form, and we still don't know why these bommais were exhibited. Different types of bommais, What do you call this bommai?
Dollar.
Different types. And there will be 5 or 6, something like a. Yeah. There we keep it, and every day religiously light the lamp, perform all these things, and not only distribute the prasad to us, distribute everybody. From the neighbors, they will be requested to come. They will come, they will sing one or two songs, and they will be given betel leaf, dakshina, everything. It is not only a social, it is not only a religious or spiritual exercise, but it's also a social get-together. So many things, because it is not that we are doing it. Every day we also go to somebody's house. And when we go there, we don't go there only for the prasad. We have to go there, sit there. Ladies will definitely go and sit. And we children, as children, we also go and sit. And then we join the program, spend about a couple of hours, and then take the prasad also, and then come back. So the Navaratri offers us an opportunity to become closer to each other, to think about the creator, protector, destroyer, to think about the goddess of wealth, goddess of knowledge, and goddess of destruction of our animalistic tendencies. And as we said, the Ayudha Puja and the Saraswati Puja, everything is connected to our daily life. So now we can say that Navaratri, whatever may be the interpretation the Shastras give, from the practical side we find that in everything we are trying to identify God's hands. At least one day in a year we do that. Whatever implements that we use, everything will be washed and kept. And we Ayudha Puja. Pustaka Rupatil, Ayudha Rupatil, Punyavati ninne kaidolunnaen. I offer my worship to you in the form of book, in the form of implements. So that means some seed of thought is kept, that we should not leave anything like that. On that particular day, when we wash and keep the sickle, the axe, the mamati, whatever we have, our plough, everything will be cleaned and kept. Beadings, knives, that with which we dig the pit, everything will be clean and kept. So that means we are relating to the power, who is behind this. And this word also comes back to us. Pustaka Rupatil, Ayudha Rupatil, Punyavati ninne kaidolunnaen. I salute before you in the form of book, in the form of implements. So each one can do.
Performed in our ashram, Anandashram.
So we do that.
In ashram.
Here we do that Ayudha Puja. On one day, everything we clean and keep it near the Goshala. And for the past 3-4 years, we have been doing it. Even before that also, yes. One day we will keep everything clean. And then we go there, perform Arati, we prostrate before those implements, apply kumkum, do Arati, and distribute prasad to visitors who will be there. So here also we do it.
But as from one after another, there will be invitation of ladies and gentlemen for congregation and sing a song, get together, and then have a prasad and go. Is there like that? From mission to mission or from ashram to ashram, there is an invitation in this connection.
So it's not only a.
That is Simya mission to another mission, or from Anandashram to Anandashram. Every ashram does it or not?
We don't know.
Oh.
As a sadhaka, now we remember when this question was asked, we remember how it had influenced us. When we have not heard at that time Papa's quotation, behold divinity in every aspect of this world, Leela. We have been treating it. Now when we bring these two together. It is for this purpose that our ancestors had elaborately defined so many things like this Navaratri Puja. So as a spiritual aspirant, we don't know the background of mythological or the we don't know how it came, all those things we don't know. But we have been, when we were children, this has been going on at home. And every year religiously we do it, even in a village area but even then people used to come during Navaratri day to do this worship. And in the offices also we used to keep all the account books, ledger, day book, files, everything on that Saraswati Puja day. It was all going on. That was our culture. Nothing is insignificant, nothing is irrelevant, nothing is unimportant. At least once in a year, at least we try to connect it with God, the impact of which will remain later. So nothing wrong in all these things. What we have to do is that we should develop this love, reverence. Reverence for His. Everything is His. Everything has come from Him. So we take it that is why dedicate everything. Even now Mataji said, to that person, we can lighten the burden only when we bring the dimension that He has given us. We are finding it difficult because we have been thinking that we are the owners. Very difficult, agreed, but the truth is we are not the owners. How soon we accept this, that is important.
Second, it should be shut off.
That is why Mataji said, instead of first person, it should be the second person. By that, nothing is to be shirked. We don't have to run away from any field of activities. All that we do is only to attribute this, to bring connection. So the greatest hurdle is this. And last line also very nice. Self-inquiry alone can drive this sense of agency. That means intense inward journey.
Swamiji, it is not enough to accept it in theory because that doesn't seem to help. Swamiji, we said, okay, we do know that, but think it into practice in bit by bit, action by action.
Correct.
It makes a lot of difference, Swamiji.
That's why we said 5 minutes a day, we write this in a slip of paper, and along with whatever we are doing, as a form of our prayer, we read this. Ultimately, I should be able to reach this stage. I should be able to transform from me to you. Please help me. And then to know that how can I accept me to you? Because you are the one who has provided everything to me. So one sloka from Bhagavad Gita about this source. Tomorrow we will...
When Papa writes in the cave, the prayers that whatever Ramdas eats, drinks, sits, stands, all activity, all actions are done by Ram. That is the way we should also be actually feeling it.
We have to try, some method. We have been telling we should. So there's a time has come now, we have to, It is good that at this moment that particular portion is being reminded to us.
For Ram, it's nothing but love and service, isn't it, Swamiji?
Huh?
Ram is nothing but love and service.
Whatever way. whatever way we feel like, it is high time now. We develop some methodology, not just hearing or reading. Some methodology suitable to our equipment, suitable to our environment, suitable to our nature, swabhava. We have to develop something. Otherwise, we are just hearing and going. Somewhere we have to make an effort. O Ram, what thy slave Ramdas should do or should not do must be determined by thee alone. He is helpless. Make him resign all to thee. Let him live, move, have his being in thee. Let him eat, drink, sleep, move, sit, stand, talk, think, look, hear, smell, touch, do everything in thy name and for thy sake only. So we have to consolidate all our earnings and now pool the whole thing for actually doing something. Gurus have written, or somebody may be reading, it is all printed. We spend some time hearing it. Good. But now the time has come to consolidate. God has provided all those things to us through so many satsang, through many Ramnam session, through so many bhajan session, so many darshan of Mahatmas. Now we have not consolidated our earnings. So only by deep contemplation, deep reflection, the real benefit can be had of. So here we try, and because of their love towards us, they are pointing out to symbol and methods. A method which can be practically tried by all of us. So now we pray to them. Every day in our puja room when we go, we try this, Whatever we are doing, we should not stop. Along with that, we also bring this. Kindly help me to transfer the sense of agency to you, who is the real owner, who is the real activating element. I have understood it intellectually, but still the me and mine does not allow me to accept it experientially. Intellectually, I am convinced. So this we should keep on praying. And definitely the door will be opened and we will be led further. Still we are reluctant, to open the door. Call on the Lord, Papa used to say, O Ram, keep thy slave absorbed in thee. He is at once thy slave and thy child. He is willing to serve thee in every way according to the wisdom thou givest him. He is thy innocent child, looking always for thy guidance and security. Never allow him to leave thy holy feet, O Ram. Never put him in a situation in which he would forget thee. So this is how Papa developed it. No? So we have to also develop something like this. Papa did this, we should know, Papa did this after the itinerant life. That outpouring. With this background, if we read the outpouring as somebody pointed out now, we may be able to understand it better and try, we were reading it. Now we try to slowly understand that Papa was actually, when he experimented himself with the various persons, objects, situations, came back to the cave, and then he was doing this reflection, contemplation, and he was taking stock. And then suddenly he found something are still disturbing him, then he cried. And again he was repeating the same word again. So such a contemplation was going on for Papa. And are we doing it? So we have to do it. We have been hearing and forgetting, enough. Ram, O Ram, keep thy slave always absorbed in thee. He is at once thy slave and thy child. He is willing to serve thee in every way according to the wisdom thou givest him. He is thy innocent child, looking always for thy guidance and security. Never allow him to leave thy holy feet. O Ram, never put him in a situation in which he would forget thee. O Ram, purify the mind of thy slave. Let him not see evil anywhere. Let him not see faults in others, but only good, O Ram. Have mercy on thy slave. Fill his mind with thy grace. Thou art the sole refuge of thy slave. O protector, loving parent of the whole universe, lift thy slave up from the consciousness of a narrow life in a perishable body. Make him realize the infinite love, O Ramdas. Rise above the narrow limitations of your own making. Ram asks you in all love and kindness, speed up, my child, come up, here is my hand, grasp it, rise out of the bondage in which you are. Ram asks you in all love and kindness, O Ramdas, Ram asks you in all love and kindness, and what does he say? Speed up, my child, come up. Here is my hand, grasp it, rise out of the bondage in which you are. So these are not to be read. These are all the revelations of his manana. So this should guide us to the manana. If we treat it,
That is how we feel now, Swamiji. Sometimes we feel
now
our
we
hand
feel
is not
reflection.
held.
it is not to be read. It is an outcome of his contemplation. So we have to do the same thing. We were reading it, agreed. Initially, we have to read, no doubt. But more than that, reflection, contemplation, going deep within. In a way, always engage our mind in that, Somewhere we should be able to do it. Anyway, let us keep on trying. Whatever may be our limitations. We will keep on trying. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Ram. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram. Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Om. Pranam, 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 Pranam. Pranam to everybody. They are seeing everybody. Hari Om, Hari Om. Hari Om. Hari Om.
Color is nice. This color is like a little onion color. अच्छा color.
यानी शक्मा देवी
चार different. चार